she got to feel like Boo Boo the Fool because she always gets reminded of his indiscretions. Exactly. And one thing I do know from counseling, I guess it's two parts to it. One is the level of resentment, how much water that we all are carrying in every relationship. I've been married for 10 years, and I always try to dump that pail of water, and it's constantly getting full. And I'm like, damn, I'm really responding to like 3 years ago. I'm really responding to yesterday. And this is why counseling is important, but they remind you of the discipline you need in a relationship. You can never go backwards. I remember every counselor I've ever seen has always said, do not go back with receipts of any argument. So you get into it with the lady, you're talking, she getting pumped, you getting pumped, you right, she right. They say you can't go backwards. You got to talk about that. And usually in my relationship, my wife will go back first. And then I'm like, well, if you're going back there, I'm coming with you. You know what I mean? And then here we go. We need more counseling. And I'm like, God dang. But no, the seriousness of it is, that's an almost impossible discipline. That's what I'm saying.
It's the hardest thing to do because I've been through it too. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's the hardest thing, especially when the other one does it first. It's like, okay, well, I'm.
And that's why they say wait till you're done playing before you even get married out here.
And DP, it's impossible to do.
You
can't unring a bell, right? So once it happens, right? And counseling. It's funny you say that about counseling because that's what counseling is based on.
Yeah.
Rewinding and bringing the receipts up to try to work through it, but you can't work through certain shit. Like, so, I mean, and you know the personality of your spouse, and you know whether your spouse is going to be able to get over something or not get over it, and you know human nature. And if she's getting hit over the head with indiscretion over indiscretion over indiscretion, there's no coming back from that.
And she looking at it like she can't be herself,
At some point, it's going to be tolerant. She's going to tolerate it until the next time, and then it's going to blow up. But like you said, the water just keeps on rising.
And then the water hose keeps leaking because you patch it up and another leak sprouts because you got a kid here, you got a kid here. Like, it's so weird. Like, relationships are different than marriage because in a relationship, there's always an out. And that out is so significant. We don't understand how powerful that out is because the pressure would never get to a place where you just burst. But in a marriage, you're thinking until you just can't do it anymore.
Right.
I got to deal with this. So it's like cabin pressure with no gum, or you don't chew your ears. You know what I mean? You never do that. They be like, doing this. You be like, oh, shit. And you be like, this ain't working. And you be like, hey, you better land this motherfucker. I ain't gonna make it. You trying everything. No, the first time my kids had that, they were like, Daddy. I was like, no. I was like this.
Hey, my ex-wife wanted to take my son to get his ears checked. He ain't never had no ear problems since we got on the plane. All his ears doing is popping. I want to take the ear doctor stuff.
Don't have a cold. Don't be clogged up and get on the plane. It's a wrap. But the point is, that's marriage. And so it's all pressure, internal pressure, memory, thoughts, connotations with those thoughts, usually negative. And you got to see that person and deal with that person
every day
and be vulnerable to that person every day. And you already got this in public display. That's why women always say, and usually it's women, but it could be the man too. They say, just don't embarrass me. That means I can deal with it as long as no one else is reminding me of it. But when you get reminded, man,
you start embarrassing your spouse.
You embarrass him, it's over.
It's over.
Ain't no coming back.
We were talking about that the other day.
You buying Kobe rings.
Yeah, right. $6 million.
$6 million rings.
I bought a Bentley.
You bought a Bentley?
That shit still didn't work.
Nah, look, it's the leaky water hose.
She knew it was really for you.
I didn't. I didn't. I had a little 2 doors. Again, my big ass barely fit in that motherfucker.
So you are married, and we've talked about you being divorced. The thing that I want to bring a parallel is obviously this relationship is going through some ups and downs that we are guessing or actually seeing, right? What do you give in terms of advice to somebody like he's still in the league, he's still Tyreek Hill. His temptation level is going to be at a 10. Like, people who don't even like football know who he is, right? And then, obviously, he hasn't had the discipline to say, oh, okay, I'm just going straight home to the wife, which maybe no man has ever had fully. Like, you know what I mean?
He's playing in Miami.
He's playing
He's
in
playing in Miami. He's not in Kansas City anymore. He's not in Kansas City anymore. He's playing in Miami.
If I got drafted to the Dolphins, I would have retired with the same amount of sacks I got drafted with. Zero. There's no Jason Taylor in me.
If we were
Jason Taylor won.
If I was close to LA, like where I could fly like Arizona or Oakland, like actually get that hour flight, it would have been. I would be home every Monday. After workouts.
All that Caribbean.
Don't give me a victory
Bobby,
Monday.
All that third world,
that
Bobby.
Caribbean
It's too much.
It's a lot of third world.
It's too much third world, baby. Boy, oh boy. So like,
Well, see,
what do you say, OG?
Here's another thing that has to get factored in it. When you're doing shit that you're not supposed to be doing, you are probably shutting off your personality to the people who are around you the most because you're always hiding something.
That is the deepest thing you said. Talk.
So when you get into that position, it's gonna kind of metastasize, like a cancer that's gonna run through everything you do. And that's going to be like a vein. So she's not getting even the don't embarrass me guy at his best of not embarrassing her. She's probably just getting a little bit of a sliver of what she used to get.
Oh.
That's what makes
man.
That's the difference between men and women, though.
Hey, I've never seen a penalty where they give you more yards for nothing.
That was a good one, OG. That was a good one.
Dog, no, that's insane.
Definitely.
Because when I remember her name, but she married now, so let her live. And we were dating. I was like, yeah, we dating, but I mean, I'm not yours fully. And I was in them streets. The thing that caught me one time, and I remember I was listening to Rick Ross, like Maybach Music or something. Huh. Yeah, and he that song, down in the morning, whatever that is.
I don't know what song that is.
Is that Drake? You know that?
That wasn't
that was
wrong.
Well, have I gonna do? Man, that song.
Aston Martin music.
Oh, Aston Martin.
Aston Martin music, yes.
That's Drake's
good
part,
call.
And I was listening to it in a Ferrari. I'm bragging right now. I had a Ferrari, right? And I'm listening to that shit, and I was like, I ain't shit because I am not because I'm cheating. It's because I'm not even giving the girl I'm with any of me. Because when you come home, all you doing is like, she ain't gonna catch me. I don't want to know.
Yep.
She don't want to know. And I became a shrimp, like an old brittle shrimp around her. And then I get out and I'm in the streets.
Yep.
And I was like, damn, that was the worst
They
part.
always say that's the difference between men and women. That's how women catch guys when they're cheating on them because you start moving different and you act different.
Hell
and you don't
yeah.
do your normal things that you always do. And with women, when they cheat, everything stays the same.
They still do the kids drop off?
They fret.
Where you at? How's Drea?
He a wild boy, Dad.
Who you voting for?
Who you voting for?
Right.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
They
You
friends,
ain't lying there.
They friends already got built-in excuses for them.
Oh.
They covering every.
Oh, the homegirls got their
everything.
back?
Yeah, they cover everything.
Oh, my wife is going to Vegas next week.
Hey, don't put me in that. That ain't me. I don't want no smoke.
I get it, man. And you're only as trusting as you're trustworthy. I've always believed that. So I used to like get shorter with my girl. Be like, so where you going? She'd be like, oh, we're just going to Cheesecake. What time? And I was like, I'm only asking this shit because I'm like, when I'm out,
Right.
Check it out.
She was like, so what time are you coming back? I don't know. So I'm like, that's the worst answer you can give. Right. Like, you're leaving your house, and she's like, oh, I'll see you later. What time you coming back? I don't know.
Right.
That means I don't want to know, but your ass not going to know because you ain't locking me into that time because I don't know how this night going to go.
What did Robert Harris say? I'm going to the moon. He's like, when you going to be? I'm going to be back when I get back.
Right. I'm glad he said that. No one chooses football. Football chooses you.
It's so crazy people still stuck in Pat Mahomes in the offense. I'm like, do you see these numbers? This is Marcellus Wiley on the rocks.